Hello, my name is Dr. Kelman.
It was 2007, and the Swords Group had recently been acquired by Merlin, and they wanted to bring a new terror over Alton Towers. There had been things like it at the park before, but not on this scale. Following the steps of Fort Park's Fright Nights, this is the history of Alton Towers Scarefest.
This is the Phalanx Compound Center. The Phalanx have brought you here as they suspect you to be a member of the anarchist group known as Seek the Truth.
You found a golf ball. Score.
Hello, my name is Dr. Kelman. I'm Chief of Medicine here at the Sanctuary. May I wish you all a very sincere welcome. By choosing the Sanctuary, you can rest assured you're in safe hands. After all, we are the market leader in social compliance treatment.
Time has come for the Wonderland to rise. Together, we shall feed the flame. Welcome to Room 13.
Scarefest officially started in 2001, but this wasn't the first scare attraction in the park. In 2001, the park hosted a spectacular event that was more aimed at families with younger kids. From 2002, the park introduced a maze called Tear the Towers, where you adventure through the towers, but was rethemed in 2003 to Tear the Towers Bloodfest Banquet, introducing a vampire-themed storyline. In 2006, a scare maze was opened in the Alton Towers Hotel called Room 13. Room 13 was based on a room that had been bolted up and only recently opened up. You encounter a chef, bellboy, and more. This would be the last year without the whole park having a scare. A Scarefest. 2007 would be the first year of Scarefest. Alton Towers take on the popular Fright Nights at Fort Park. It opened with Room 13, Tear the Towers, and other new attractions such as Field of 1,000 Screams. This was a maze outdoors situated in a core maze located next to the hotel. The setting is a fictional village called Altonville, which is overrun by zombies. There were scarecrow-style /zombie actors roaming the maze, but that wasn't all. The event also had scare rooms in the hotel where you could stay overnight and be scared at random points during the night. But that wasn't all. The event featured family stuff such as Haunted Hollow Live, Fight Lights, Freaky Fab 4, Trick or Treat Doors, Pumpkin Patch and Long-Legged Beasties. But sadly, Room 13, Scare Rooms, Fight Lights, Pumpkin Patch and Long-Legged Beasties would not return for the next season.
Disturbing news tonight. Police confirm the breakout of 2 serial killers from a high security institute.
2008 would be the second year of Scarefest. This would include returning mazes such as Field of 1,000 Screams, Tear the Towers and Trick or Treat Doors. But there was also new attractions, one of them being the Boiler House. This was the replacement for Room 13. It was themed to an abandoned boiler facility where the twins lived. The story was also part of the famous Altonville story. The story was that you were exploring the twins' hideout and had to try to escape before becoming their next project. The twins would later go on to become icons of Scarefest. Other new attractions for 2008 were Duel Live, where actors would be placed throughout the duel ride layout, making for a more terrifying experience. The Haunting of Sir Algernon's Attic. This was a show in the Cred Street Theatre. Trick or Treat Rooms were Halloween themed rooms that you could stay over in your visit. Sadly, Haunted Hollow Live and Sir Algernon's Attic would not return for the next season. 2009 would be the third year of Alton Towers Scarefest. Nothing much would be added for this year. The returning attractions were Field of 1,000 Screams, the Boiler House, Duel Live, Trick or Treat Doors, Trick or Treat Rooms, and Freaky Fab 4. You may see that I didn't mention Tear the Towers, and that is because it got a re-theme from Tear the Towers Bloodfest Banquet to Tear the Towers What Lies Within. I remember that. Ouchie! Oh no! Oh! Also, Sadly, this would be the last year of Field of a Thousand Screams. The first thrill maze to be added to the park for Scarefest was gone. In 2010, the replacement for Field of a Thousand Screams would roll in as the circus. The carnival screams would be themed to, well, a carnival. Pretty self-explanatory. Other new attractions were Witch's Haunt Inn, a re-theme of the Alton Towers Hotel, and Splash Landings was themed to Patch's Pumpkin Pad. Scare Rooms also returned, now themed to 13. You could now also do 13 after dark and experience the ride at night. The last new attraction was Skelvin's Haunted Adventure. At the end of each year, attractions have to leave Scarefest, and this year, Trick or Treat Doors and Skelvin's Haunted Adventure left. Bye bye. 2011, the Freaky Four had a new home, being spooky overlay of Old MacDonald's Farmyard. The new attraction for this year was Zombies, a scare zone, which was the first for the park. The boiler house and carnival screens were relocated to Exeter and would be located in the former tent for the Black Hole. Other new attractions were Trick or Treat Rooms, Patch's Trick or Treat Party, Franklin's Freaky Farm, Franklin's Freaky Friends, Skelvin's Spooky Storytime, and Phil's Feathers Friends. This year was a very family-focused year, but if I have returning favourites such as Carnival of the Screams, The Boiler House, Terror of the Towers, What Lies Within, we all have good memories of that.
Oh, let me out of this place! Let me out! Let me out! Ouchie!
13 After Dark, Patch's Pumpkin Pad, Witch's Haunt Inn, and Scare Rooms. Sadly, attractions did have to leave this park. Those attractions were The Boiler House, 13 After Dark, Phil's Feathered Friends, and Franklin's Freaky Friends.
Hello, my name is Dr. Kelman. I'm Chief of Medicine here at the Sanctuary. May I wish you all a very sincere welcome. By choosing the Sanctuary, you can rest assured you're in safe hands. After all, we are the market leader in social compliance treatment. We often forget just how much a simple smile can affect our general mood, our demeanor. Here at the Sanctuary, we never forget. I'm sure you're feeling the general aches and pains of everyday life. Well, our mobilization system will lance these ailments at source, leading to an increased social satisfaction. Here at the Sanctuary, we'll take complete care of you. So what are you waiting for? Book your appointment now with one of our highly trained staff.
A sinister medical facility opened within the towers for 2012's event, as guests were invited to explore the wards of the Sanctuary. This was, Sanctuary was remembered as one of the most beloved and best scare mazes ever at Alton Towers or in the UK. For the first time, the event gained a preview weekend on the 13th and 14th of October, ahead of the official opening on the 19th. The new attractions were, of course, the Sanctuary, but also Creepy Pottery Barn, Patch's Freaky Farm Talks, and Phil and Franklin's School. The returning attractions were Zombies, Carnival of Screams, Terror of the Tower, What Lies Within, Franklin's Freaky Farm, Patch's Trick or Treat Party, Patch's Pumpkin Pad, Witch's Haunt Inn, Scare Rooms, and Trick or Treat Rooms. Yay! Also, some attractions did sadly have to leave Scarefest this year. Those attractions were Franklin's Freaky Farm, Patch's Freaky Farm Talks, and Creepy Pottery Barn. 2013 was a pivotal year for Alton Towers with the opening of the Smiler, the world's first 14-inversion coaster. But it was a bit more quiet year for Scarefest, with the additions of Patch's Brilliant Bug Barn, Patch's Pottery Painting, and Franklin's Freaky Fun Zone. Carnival of Screams gained an ending featuring a new protagonist, Jack Knife. It also became the event's free maze, swapping with Terror of the Towers, which gained an entry fee for the first time, and minor tweaks to the storylines of Terror of the Towers, Zombies, and Carnival Screams. Some more returning attractions were Scare Rooms, Trick or Treat Rooms, Witch's Haunt Inn, Patch's Pumpkin Pad, Phil and Franklin's School, Patch's Trick or Treat Party, and Skelvin's Spooky Storytime. The attractions that left Scarefest this year was Carnival of Screams and Scare Rooms. 2014 was a bigger year for Scarefest than 2013, with the addition of Altonville Motel Dining Experience, Scare Tales Scare Zone, the Ultimate Sleepover, and the Alton Ancestors. The returning attractions were the ones that didn't go last year. I really can't be bothered to write them all out again. This script has taken me for like 3 months, and I think I started making this video in December or November. It's been too long. I want to get this video out, so I can't be bothered to write it all, even though I wrote the script ages ago. Yay! The attractions that would be passing ways with us at the end of 2014 would be The Sanctuary, Scary Tales, Zombies, Scare Zone, Franklin's Freaky Fun Zone, Patch's Brilliant Bug Barn, Patch's Pottery Painting, Altonville Motel Dining Experience, and the Ultimate Sleepover. 2015 saw major changes to the lineup for Scarefest, with 2 new scare mazes, 2 new scare zones, and 2 new after-hours experiences, including RIP tours, which offered guests a tour of the mazes followed by an extreme run-through. The new attractions were Subspecies The End Games, The Haunting of Molly Crow, Nox Infernus, Dark Apocalypse, Subspecies Operation Lockdown, and RIP tours. Quite a big year for Scarefest editions, but the attractions leaving us this year would be The Haunting of Molly Crow. I thought that got added. Anyway, why did half of these attractions leaving get added this year? Haunting of Molly Crow, Nox Infernus, Subspecies Operation Lockdown, RIP tours, and Trick or Treat rooms. 2016 was a smaller year for Scarefest, but had the addition of an infamous maze, Altonville Mine Tours, Legend of the Skin Snatchers. Yay! I think that will be removed in the next couple of years. You know, it's 2016. You know, mazes usually last about 4 years. I think that'll probably be gone by 2020. Right. Other attractions were Freak Show, House of Monsters, and Trick or Treat Stage. But also the attractions leaving us this year would be Dark Apocalypse. 2017, a new attraction would start to be teased for 2018, just like the Sanctuary and the Smiler. This maze would be the Welcoming Be Chosen, which was themed to a group wanting you to come visit. Yeah, that is the Wicker Man. The time has come. The time has come for the Wicker Man to arrive. Okay, that was the only attraction added for this year. But leaving Scarefest would be Tear the Towers, Freak Show, Trick or Treat Stage, and Phil and Franklin School. And also that's Tear the Towers, what lies within, I'm pretty sure, anyway. Yay! 2018 would see the opening of the Wicker Man, the world's first coaster to fuse wood and fire. The wooden coaster that fans have been asking for. But that wasn't the only new attraction for this year. The new Scarefest attractions were Project 42, housed in the former Nemesis Subterra show building, House of Monsters, Freaky Fun Squad, CBeebies Land Monster Ball, Patch's Halloween Party, Gretel's Spells School, and Phil and Franklin Schoolish Games. This would be the first year in the history of Scarefest without a Tear the Towers maze. Just like every year, there would be attractions leaving us, being the Welcoming Be Chosen, House of Monsters, Freaky Fun Squad, and the Witch's Haunt Inn. 2019 was another smaller year, but still introducing some classics. The new attractions for this year were Darkest Depths, The Attic, Tear the Towers, and Sir Algernon's Bazaar. Also this year would be the last year of Subspecies, The End Games, and Project 42. In 2012, an old favourite returns for the 2020 season as the Freak Show rolls back into town. Upgraded to a full maze for the first time, it would seem a pose of clowns have joined the troupe, and the Freak Show Toxic Wasteland guests can join the troupe as they prepare for their latest show. The new attraction for this year would be Freak Show Toxic Junkyard and Gretel's Light Walk Whispering Souls. The attractions that would be leaving us this year: Gretel's Spell School, Skelvin Spooky Storytime, and Phil and Franklin Schoolish Games. In 2021, the Scarefest lineup remained largely unchanged, with the main mazes returning from the previous year. A new paid family attraction arrived in the form of Trick or Treat Town, which took over part of the old Charlie and Chocolate Factory building. The other new attractions would be Sin Bin, another small year for Scarefest. The attractions leaving us this year would be Freak Show Toxic Junkyard. In 2022, guests were invited to explore the crypts below Lakeside Cemetery in a new horror audio experience. The new attraction was The Invitation, which replaced Toxic Junkyard near X Sector. The other new attraction was Phil's Halloween Party. The attractions leaving us this year would be Gardens Walk, Whispering Souls. In 2023, the Wicker Man would have its own maze, or should I say, scare zone. The new attractions would be Daz Games, Panic, Burial Ground, an Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge, and a Vintage Halloween. The attractions us leaving this year would be Darkest Depths, The Invitation, and a Vintage Halloween. Didn't last very long, did it? 2024 would bring yet another maze themed to a coaster, with the introduction of Compound themed to Nemesis Reborn, which had opened the same year. The other new attractions were Daz Games Panic Reloaded and Amigos in the Afterlife. The attractions us leaving this year would be The Attic, Tear the Towers, Daz Games Panic Reloaded, Sin Bin, and Patch's Trick or Treat Party. Now, right in 2025, the most recent year of Scarefest, it would introduce two new attractions themed to 13, Edge of the Forest and Dark Hollow. The other new attractions would be Freaky Fun Zone in the Courtyard Arena. Now, we don't know the attractions us leaving in 2025. We don't know what the attraction joining in 2026 will be, but probably by the time this video is uploaded you may know. I'm going to try and edit this quickly so this still stays relevant. But what do you think will leave us, and what do you think will get Alton Towers what do you think will leave us, and what do you think Alton Towers will get next? I personally think they would remove Altonville Mine Tours Tiny's Revenge, and they'll get two more mazes, one themed to Altonville and one with the Tear the Towers name. But I would love to know what you want to see. Leave your predictions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next 092 Fish video. Goodbye.